Yo, what's up? How are you? How is everybody? Good to see you again. Long time. Probably a little too long, but hey, life gets in the way. We all got things going on, and it's that time of year. I'm sort of flying by the seat of my pants tonight with how I'm going to do all this. I've had a couple talks with some friends, and I think the best way to do it, and I'm going to explain this more a little bit later, but I'm going to be with you throughout the second half tonight.
What's up?
Where am I here? I got to make sure the volume's off, wherever that's coming from. This is my first time in a while, so I'm sure there's some shit happening that I haven't seen in a while. Yeah, forgive my... thank God nobody's watching yet. Or we got a few people only, but yeah. Well, I'll get this thing up to snuff here shortly. It looks like you guys can see or hear me so far. And it looks like, okay, I need to get the feed pulled up on the YouTube and then mute that. And I think my YouTube and Twitch feeds will both be up. Yeah, okay. So here we go. So we're on the scoreboard tonight. I look forward to seeing you chime in on any of the chats, the mini feed. The chats are up in the Streamlabs for the Twitch. And the YouTube chat is open for any questions or inquiries. Let's get this thing rocking and rolling. First of all, I did tweet it out earlier. Miami, Ohio, a pretty monster play in this game against SMU. Certainly liked him when I thought that B.J. Edwards was playing. He's not playing. SMU becomes a team that's not anywhere near the bubble without him. I mean, I'm talking about like nowhere near it. Like the 79th best team. Like completely not belonging in here. They tweet out something the other day saying he's going to play. They put him in there as the last team. And the next thing you know, SMU goes out there, and in my mind, Miami, Ohio played one of their worst halves of the season, and they're still up by 9. SMU did lead 4-0 early. Miami didn't get started for a bit. Redhawks went on an 11-0 run. They were up 43-32 late in the half when the game was tied at 32. Most of the damage has been done by Byers, Elmer, and Skaljak. A combined 38 of the 43 for Miami. Suter, who's their leading scorer, I believe, only 0 for 3 tonight. But 4 assists, 3 rebounds. He's filling the stat sheet in other ways. SMU not getting a whole lot from a whole lot of sources. They've got 5 guys that have scored, and 4 of them have 6 or more. But they don't have a whole lot of depth. They've had 5 guys play at least 15 minutes. And without Edwards, I really don't see how they stay in this game. The first half total got bet down to 74.5 and 75.5, and it slid over with the pace being pretty excessive. And Miami made some shots at the end as well. 10 of 25 from 3, Smooth 3 of 13 from 3, and that's the difference. Miami likes to bomb from out there. They only took 9 twos and made 6 of them, but that makes sense with Smooth having a 7-foot plus guy in the middle. So not totally shocked by the fact that Miami's winning. I don't think they played particularly well, but I do think that SMU is not very good. So you get what you get. Second half price at 6 for SMU is absurd. I don't know if they're going to win. I don't know how they're going to win the half. They're not going to win the game. Sure not going to cover any number. That closing line was a complete joke. The opening line wasn't any good either. The last time that the MAC got an at-large team in was 1999. That team was also Miami, Ohio, just like tonight. And that team went to the Sweet 16. And I'm not saying this one's going to do that necessarily. I am saying that team will win this game, and they are not someone that Tennessee should really want to play in the next round. Tennessee has a barrage of issues scoring with any sort of frequency and consistency. I realize against a much tougher schedule than what Miami played. But, when Miami leads the country in scoring and will get their shots, Rick Barnes has lost to much worse before. You can fill out the bingo card. It's not as I don't want to call it impressive, but I will, as Matt Painter's. But it's certainly, he's lost to a 2. A 15. He's lost to a 14. I'm sure he's lost to a 12 or a 13 before. So it wouldn't be anything for an 11 to beat him as a 6 at Tennessee this year either. So that game starts the second half in about a minute and a half, maybe 2 minutes, give or take. I've got 3 different feeds up, trying to figure out off the magic box which one will be faster. It'll be fun tomorrow. I've sort of made the commitment, I believe, to work tomorrow evening for a little while. I think I'm going to go to the Westgate, hang out with friends, see some people on both sides of the counter in the morning session. Go there when the traffic's not so bad, hang out for maybe the first session and a half, 2 sessions, get myself back here and post it up by no later than 3 or 3:30 for the night stuff Pacific time. And then I'll do a stream at some point. But most importantly for you to know now, those of you who are with me, hello, thank you for checking me out. My name is Rex Byers, Rex_Byers, Beyers on Twitter. And like I said, I'm going to double check the YouTube now because I got that on as well. Looks like nobody's watching me there yet, which is okay. A couple of my friends from back home probably have to work tomorrow. They're the ones that usually are faithful. Anyways, we'll see what we get there. As things stand, the plan is temporarily, and I'll take suggestions in the chat. If you guys want to chat me what you want me to do, I'm all ears. But I'd like to do this game until we're done with it live or second half, and then go over to maybe the spaces on Twitter and do sort of a Q&A type thing where I'll go through each of the regions one by one. It'll be, I don't know, I would say probably 32 games, maybe an hour, maybe a little less, and then I'll give, I'll stop after each set of games. It's not going to be by region, by the way. It'll be by bracket. It'll be by the rotation number, 709 through 724, and then we'll stop, and then we'll do 725 through 740. That'll get us through all the Thursday. And then we'll do the same thing Friday, 741 to 756, 757 to 772. That'll get us through Thursday, Friday. And then I'll probably do something very similar to this 2 nights from now once we get the field set to get everybody ready for Saturday. But the whole goal is to get something out there tonight. And then the people that have actual jobs and that are working tomorrow, they're going to be, I'm going to put this on my LinkedIn, put it on my Facebook, maybe try to retweet it if I can. That's the biggest thing about spaces. As long as I can get to the spaces on tape, then I'll definitely want to do that instead of continuing this stream going here, because I want to do something that people can get to tomorrow morning. So those who have a real job, a real life, all the other stuff, will be able to get to it at their leisure. I'll be able to remind them tomorrow morning at 7 o'clock Eastern time. I'm Pacific, 10 Eastern, and then they'll have 2 hours before the first round of the game starts. So they can sit there. If they have a remote job, they can sit there and listen to it on the road or on a podcast type, thing at home, and they'll be able to listen to any questions that you guys would ask on the spaces. So that's kind of like the format that I want to use, where I can talk about all the games, and then if anybody has any questions about any of them, I'll be glad to answer. Obviously I'm not going to sit there and go back and forth about one game for more than a couple minutes with 32 of them to discuss, but that's kind of the thought process here. Anyways, I'm going to go ahead and tweet this out just because a friend was pressuring me and telling me that Miami's going to spit it up, and he got me red-assed. Second half, Miami of Ohio, +6 or better, which is available everywhere, flat, is a play. Okay, so that's in the chat of both the Streamlabs / Twitch, and now just putting it into YouTube as well. YouTube is extremely slow. I don't know. Hopefully people are watching me there, and I just can't see them for whatever reason. That'd be nice. I don't see anything in the chat, so if anybody's watching me on YouTube and you want to chat me, maybe that'll help. I don't know. It's very, very slow. But the chat did go through. Anyways, about to start from Dayton. Miami has fairly well invaded the arena from what I've heard. I know it's only about an hour and some change from Oxford, and there's a lot of Miami O alumni from greater Cincinnati all the way up, the I-75 corridor. So I would expect that I haven't had any volume, so I'm not sure what's going on, but I would expect that it's probably a pro-Miami crowd, and that was part of the handicap as well. Second, I'm about to start. Total on that game is 84, 84.5. I have no opinion. I don't think Smoo can get there. I don't think Smoo's good enough. But especially if Miami pulls off and keeps it to where the fouling won't take place, I would rather have under than over. And I think that there's a little bit of a correlation to Miami, Ohio, plus the 6 to under 84.5. However, nothing for me on it. But I would only have under. At 85, I would actually consider it worth maybe a small look. But for the time being, that's it. Miami O second half, +6. We'll be back with you in just a quick moment here. I need to check a couple of things. Second half about to start. Feel free to ask any questions, and we'll catch up with you guys very shortly. So, this is my first Sweatbox of college basketball. And so you live and you learn. And there's things that I've been doing my whole life about where to put screens and where to put everything. For those of you unaware of my setup, I have 9 televisions in front of me. 2 of them are on antennas, which means tomorrow one of them, of course, will be on CBS at all times. The other ones will be on boxes that will have varying speeds. Some will be faster than others. I'm just going to have them all up there. I know that there's a March Madness channel with a 4-box. There's going to be another one. Max Events has what looks like a bunch of different channels. And I'm just going to watch the games and try to give you the play-by-play and live betting and second half stuff on the feed that's the fastest. I've also got the box score put up to the front screen now. The second half about to start here from Dayton. And got my YouTube feed covered by that box, but I can still see the chat. So if somebody chats me anything, then I'll be able to get to it. So 16th minute tonight, 10:20 p.m. Eastern Time, March 18th, 2026. I am Rex Byers. I am your host here in the Sweatbox. Thank you so much for checking me out. Do appreciate you. Look forward to another possibility look forward to, let's get Miami to the barn, and we'll look forward to another, afterwards we're going to discuss all these games later for the next 2 days. I look forward to that. Obviously done a lot of work. It's been fun for my whole life. And, let's see what we can get accomplished here as the next 48 hours or so move on, because our last game is probably going to be tipping on Friday night at about this time, 48 hours from now. So let's see. I'm going to give you a quick look at my odds screen right quick before they get they already started. Okay. Miami missed a 3, and then they fouled, and then Smooth shooting free throws. Not a very good start. So here's the odds screen that I'm seeing with the live prices. Why does it not? Is it not to the top there? I have to do a better job. I'm in JV mode here. Why did it cover the games? I don't understand. This is not tomorrow, it's today. Oh, boo this man. Okay, hang on. I'll get there shortly. Okay, here we go. All right, Pacers did a good job of continuing the tank. Got the money and didn't win. So you got all the scores of the early games and the lines at a lot of places to the right there. Looks like the screen cuts off before it shows you the book that you see, which, I'm okay with that. You guys, I don't have a deal in place with anybody, but I'm not going to go out and give away information that's not mine to give for free. This is a proprietary business that the Odds Logic guys are on. It's a good one. But you'll see the Lehigh Prairie View score there below. Lehigh 67-55 loser to Prairie View A&M. I have lots of thoughts on this Prairie View A&M Florida game that's on Friday. You'll have to stick around for later. That's what you call a tease in this business. Lehigh laying 3 and 141 at close. It stays under by a lot. At open 146. Lehigh just a complete no-show. And Prairie View is the 8th seed out of the SWAC, wins it, and then they win a game. They'll get the Gators in Tampa on Friday afternoon. SMU and Miami O, 46-38, as the Red Hawks have a Suter layup and a foul and a free throw. So, and one for Suter. That's his first points of the game, the leading scorer for Miami. He's got 4 assists, 3 rebounds, 3 points. 46-40 now as a smooth layup by Toombs is good. I'm off the box score, which I need to stop doing that. I need to watch the game and talk to you guys about what I see, because I did do a good job of watching the game in the first half. Now that the box is in play, let's do this. Okay, I'm a good solid. I got the box up on the Stats broadcast feed, which is faster than pretty much anything you're going to get. It's funny, they have a feed every year. They make you put the password in. It's been the same password forever. They used to have it as NCAA 13 and NCAA 14, and then they stopped it and they changed it. And those who are in the select know, or the select few, have it. And I actually lost it when I was changing. I had problems getting to my account, one of my email accounts or whatever, and a buddy of mine sent it to me out of the blue 2 or 3 years ago, and I was like, dude, I owe you a big one. It's good to have access to that box for sure. It's like imperative. Anybody who wants it and needs to look at the box, or don't have access to the game and want to look at the box instead, feel free to send me a DM or an email, and I'll be glad to share it via private means. Not a good stretch here to start the half. SMU getting whatever they want to on offense, 46-42, after a couple of stops and scores. Lead has been sliced from 11 to 4. Suter thought he got fouled. I didn't agree with him. That's just you can't fade away and expect that call. Miami's offense is stagnant again here. This is a lot of the same stuff that we had early in the first half. I mean, those are good looks. Smooth zones? I haven't seen it yet. I haven't paid a lot of attention. I've been doing about 9 things here. I keep waiting for some chats. Come on, boys and girls. Talk to me. What do we got going on here? Talk to me, Goose. Smooth with 4 fouls in the first 3.5 minutes. That's a very good sign. I can understand why they don't call that a shooting foul. I actually don't want that. Like in my mind, that's not. He's not trying to shoot the ball. Like he's trying to draw a foul. But you can't. It's like you can't have it both ways. The fact that they were able to do that, I think, is a great way to split the middle here. Miami's lead is now 47-42 as Woolfolk went up, missed it, got fouled, got his own rebound, and will go to the line. But, yeah, this is a great start in terms of the fouls. Let's look at Miami O's, some of their team figures here. Offensive efficiency is 70, tempo is 44, position length 40, effective field goal percentage is 5. All the miscellaneous stuff is really good. Their 2-point percentage is second in the country, which makes sense because of all the threes they shoot. So Smoo going to the zone, I don't think is going to do something that changes anything. EFA is still 5th in the country as well. Free throw percentage is only 75, and that's 80th, which isn't great. 75 is okay. I'd like to think it shouldn't come down to that to handle his team down the stretch. We'll see. Winner of this one goes to the Midwest Regional and to play Tennessee and Philadelphia on Friday at 4:25 on TBS. That's Eastern time. Again, Red Hawks no buckets in almost 3 minutes here, but again, they're getting Smoo in some foul trouble. And good work on the defensive glass there against some of the bigger guys for Smoo. Got a foul at the 16:05 mark against Smoo. That is their 5th or their 6th? Their 5th. Byers draws the foul. He'll shoot 2. We got a timeout. 15:52 in the half. Miami 47. Smoo 42, and the Red Hawks, despite having no shots made in the last 2:42, are in the penalty. And that is what I say is excellent news. Byers is really good at getting the line. 102nd in the country at free throw rate. Not surprising he was able to draw the foul there. I'm sure the refs were probably well versed on his antics. What do we have free throw percentages? I hate the fact KenPom doesn't show that. I'm trying to go to 12 websites to look at stats for this stupid game. Oh, there they are. All right, Byers is 79%. He shoots a lot of them. Suter shoots 73%, and he shoots also fairly decent amount. Then it's Elmer, who's 75%. And then it's Wolfark, who's 57. And then Skajic and Allison's both somewhere in the high 70s. They're as good as anybody. Yeah, so Wolfark's the guy you need to keep it out of his hands if you're Miami late in the game, if it comes down to it. Everybody else shoots between 75 or 72 and 80% from the guys that play. So, or 79. So should be good there. All right. Anyways, let's get to it. A couple other things going on here tonight. I'll run some scores down as we have a TV timeout. The live price, first of all, Miami 47, Smoo 42. Miami a 2-point favorite. There is some 1.5 out there. Still like Miami. Nothing's changed since the half when I was on them for the game and on them again in the second half. They're in the bonus now. Certainly think that's bodes well as well. And the total's gone down a little bit, and I agree with that. I think the live total at 159 again leans towards under and leans towards the second half correlation of Miami plus the points and under 84.5. So that's that for this one. Let's move on to the NBA and get some finals out of the way, just so I can say that I paid all the bills tonight. Boston 120-99 over Golden State. They win and cover all numbers. The total goes over all the numbers as well. It closed 217. Oklahoma City wins 121-92 in Brooklyn against another tanker. They lay 19 on the road. Cover. And total 217 in the game. It falls 213 under. Portland, Indiana 127-119. Blazers win. Laying 11.5, 12 at post. Stays under. Goes over the total of 232.5, 233. Minnesota 147-111 over Utah. Jazz do their job as a tanker, catching 13, 231.5. No editors for Minnesota, no problem. Clippers, New Orleans. That's a horrible loss for the Clippers. 124-109. Clippers were laying 2.5. New Orleans has no reason to tank because they don't have their draft choice. Clippers have really gone in a bad direction here in the last couple weeks. Toronto and Bulls. Toronto by 30 at Chicago tonight, 139-109. It goes over all the totals. Toronto covers all the numbers. 3 other games now in the fourth quarter. Well, 2 in the fourth quarter, then the Lakers and Houston. Second game in 3 nights for the Lakers in Houston. The Lakers already beat them once, and they're running good. They're up 7, close to the half. Houston was a 2-point favorite, 223 the closing number. Lakers are favored now in the end game. Atlanta leads Dallas, 7 minutes to go by 18. Hawks are going to extend their long winning streak. They were laying 7.5, 239 going into the night. Point spreads in doubt, but the final outcome largely probably not. Memphis 101-93 over the Nuggets. I would expect that not to continue, although Memphis is now a live favorite with 10 minutes to go. Nuggets were laying 12 and 247 going into the game. Live price very close to that closing total there. I'll be running down NIT scores. There are 8 games in the NIT tonight as well. In the next timeout, as Miami continues to be futile from the field, Smoo misses a layup, gets the rebound, and fires it in. This is an 11-4 run for Smoo. Another miss. Jesus Christ. They missed both the free throws. Third chance for Smoo, and they've tied it up at 47. Miami no buckets in the last 4 minutes. Rebounding now, 25-21 Smoo. Washington smashes into, is that Suter? Oh, they may have to go to the monitor on this one. He got smashed right in the head. Would sure be nice to have the Deuce and get the ball back here, given that the Smooths got themselves back in the game. This is a complete act job, but they've been calling this bullshit, a lot of these tournaments, as flagrant 2 fouls. The box score doesn't tell me whether it's going to be 2 in the ball or not. I guess we'll find out soon enough. Yeah, Gene Sarator, why do you have him there? Use him. Flagrant 1, that throws him out of the game, huh? Well, flagrant 1's the one that's not the one that throws you out of the game. This is the second half can't have started much worse. What is this? 15-5. Smooth scores and takes their first lead since I believe it was 4-0 or around 4-2 or some shit. It was low scoring. Miami took control. Well, it might have been the low 30s or high 20s. And then Miami went on that bigger 11-0 run to take control. But I won't call it a catastrophic, but it's certainly a frustrating turn of events here for those who have the dog on the field. The Suitor's really going to try to take this game over, I guess. He didn't do anything in the first half, and he's already taken 3 shots in the second half. No assists, no rebounds. I'd sure like to see some of the other guys who were dominating early get back involved some. Halftime couldn't have came in a worse time for Miami. They were really starting to draw off. So Washington go to the line at the 13:37 mark. Miami up 1. I apologize to you guys a little bit because I already know what's happening. I really don't know how to do this when I'm doing it. This is one of the things about the Sweatbox. If the game's not on CBS, it's a complete disservice to all of us. Oh, here we go. The Speedo team. They couldn't get the seats they want, but they got down there for the free throws. Gotta love them. Are you telling me you want someone like Smooth or Auburn to play over Miami O in these games? No, not in these games, on the games tomorrow and Friday. Get the fuck out of here. 50 all. So the Miami 3 was good. Was that Byers? I would say it's my cousin. Like my buddy Mitch Moss has several Moss cousins, Randy Moss being one of them, the most prolific. But yeah, Byers' name is not spelled correctly, so I can't take credit for that. We need to go to his family and tell him to throw an E in there. Smooth is going to review this, and they probably should. From what I saw, it looked like that was off Miami last. Smooth's got a couple of assistants over there that are on top of it. That's what they pay him for. That's why the big conferences have that money. They got an extra little budget to pay someone to tell them what to do. Miami doesn't have that guy. Yeah, that's off Miami. They're going to take a media timeout, I think, at the 12:51 mark, which may cheat us out of a live, depending. I show pick and 160 at Chris, which, again, I don't agree with at all. I still think Miami's right. Nothing I've seen so far changes my mind. Smooth's already in the penalty, although Miami has 4 fouls, but Smooth's already in the penalty. Let's see what kind of free throw shooting this Smooth is. I may have to go check that out, too. Smooth. I can't believe Ken Palm has Smooth by 7. Get the fuck out of here. Smooth free throws. Number 2, Miller's 87%. He shoots the most of them. That's a sign of a good coach. You find a guy to get the ball to, and when it's late in the game. And Smooth won a lot of games by getting it to the guy and icing the game out. Not necessarily the better team in a lot of them. 24, Yigatoglu is completely anemic, 49%. And Toombs, who plays a lot, it's only 61%. But the guys that shoot it a lot, Miller 87, Pierre 76, Washington 77. Those are all good shooters. So imperative for Miami to not foul those guys if they can find a way to get away with it. All right. TV timeout is confirmed, but the they're still not getting to it. Pick flat, pick lay money, 160 and a half on the live total. I like the fact that the NCAA has been doing that recently. Take that media timeout. If it's a little bit over 12 minutes or a little bit over 16 minutes or a little bit over 8, instead of it being under 8, under 12, if there's a review or a challenge or something that changes the course of the game that's going to take some time to fix and get it right, take the media timeout and get it out of the way. That's something that just happened this year, and it's been a really welcome development. I'm sure Smooth's going to get the ball out of this whole thing, but the best part about it is they take that timeout early, and, there's the next timeout will be under 8. And Miami's only playing 8 guys. Well, they've only played 8 guys tonight. Perry's the backup point guard, and he's only played 8 minutes. The rest of them, 12 or more, so 7 plus. And Smooth has played really only 7 guys, really only 6. Yeah, 18 minutes or more for 6, and the other 3 have played 4, 1, and 1. So not a lot of depth. Be interesting if Smooth gets into more foul trouble. Yigi Toglu has 3 for Smooth, and he's got 8 points and 4 rebounds. So it'll be interesting to see how they handle him, number 24 for Smooth. And then, other than that, their other guys have been handling all the minutes. Walters has played 13, and then the other guys just don't get in unless it was the very end or just a quick blow. So we'll see how they play it out now. 12:51 to go as they restart everything. It's really gotten sloppy here. Okay, so nothing's going to happen here shortly, but I'm going to put the sound back on. That's a great execution on the inbounds play by Smooth. He just missed the shot. It was a good look. Was that Walters? How is that not a foul? Oh, horse shit, he ran him over. This fucking Suter, though, he's such an actor that they just don't want to give him any breaks. I understand that. He's really hard to like, that guy. I went to Ball State. Anybody at Miami that acted like that back then was immediately getting booed every time I touched the ball at University Arena. All right, 10:45 Eastern Time. I've been with you for a little over 40 minutes here tonight here on the Sweatbox. I am Rex Byers, your host, REX_BEYERS on Twitter. YouTube, we have a feed as well. Let's see. I have a chat from R. Hines89. Yes, the card is locked and loaded for the whole weekend. I have some futures as well. I'm going to be getting to those plays after this game. All right. Come on, Miami. I'll get a couple stops here. Yes, teaser. I'll be working. I'm sorry, the work's done. I'm going to be chatting with you about every game. I'll go over every game in the tournament. On it, I'm going to do a little spaces. I've never done it before. Hopefully, it'll work for my desktop. And if I can, pretty much immediately after this game's over with, I'm going to do a spaces and try to see if I can get some people to interact Q&A wise. That shot by Suter was so bad. But they just kick it out. And that one's a good one. Yeah, there you go. Much better. All right, much better. Timeout Smooth. 58-50 Hawks. 8-0 run over the last 2 minutes. Asserting control once again. At the 11:16 mark to go. New live price. Miami O, the favorite. 3.5. 58.5, 59. I think it's too low. Nothing I've seen has dissuaded my opinion from this being a double-digit Miami win. SMU, the worst of all the teams in the tournament that were not, I won't say 16s. They certainly were the worst at large. Did not belong in this game, didn't belong in this event. And the fact that the coach and their athletic department gamed the system to say that B.J. Edwards was going to play tonight and he didn't play and wasn't close to playing is a real, real shame. And the people that are in charge of trying to figure out who to put in the tournament got put in the blender by SMU's athletic department, and that should never happen. There really needs to be some sort of accountability to decide how you get to say who's on your injury report and who's not. I'm not saying that if SMU had Edwards, they'd win. I don't think they have a chance to win. But they have less of a chance to win. The point spread became a complete joke as in the wrong team being favored in this game with Edwards not playing. So, yeah, I don't understand any of this. But, yes, R. Hines 89, thanks for checking in. I will have that later. If you have any advice or ideas or tell me what you think I should do, I'm certainly all ears in terms of whether I should do it the same way I do with this, with a Streamlabs and a YouTube. The problem is that I just want this thing to be accessible, and I certainly would love the interaction. If people are up late, they're after the game, they're a little bit wired, they're not ready to go to bed yet, and then I can double back and tweet it out in the morning and have people, at 10 o'clock Eastern look at it, the ones that are, looking for cliff notes and ideas about what to do tomorrow and Friday. You're going to have my opinion on every game. And so, yeah, I've got several plays over the next couple days, and I got some futures as well, and I'll go over all of those. Once we go final here, take a quick break, and then I'm going to try to see if I can make the spaces work. And if I can't, then I'll come back to do it on here. And obviously, whatever I do, I'm going to tweet it out as I try to accomplish it. And again, wish me luck. As things stand tomorrow, I will go to the Westgate early and watch games with friends and talk to people and maybe try to do a Twitch only on my cell phone, which I've never done before. We'll see how it goes. And if it doesn't work, I'll watch it. And then if it works, great, I'll keep it on for a bit. And then I'll be back here tomorrow night, probably do at least a little bit of one of these sessions, probably the early night session. If not both, we'll see how things go. What kind of mood I'm in, and how much money I've won or lost, and how much I want to smash things. Then we'll go from there. But yeah, so as things stand, live sessions coming up here shortly. 59-50 Miami O. Sorry, it's 58-50 Miami O. I just ruined it for you already at the 11:13 mark. There will be no TV timeout until under 8 now, after Smooth just called one, and there was that timeout before the Smooth got the ball after the replay review went their way. Live line Miami, I'm not going to give it to you now either because they're playing again. So here we go. I need to give you NIT scores. I'll do that the next commercial. I was running my dick sucker the whole time, so my bad. But explaining about the situation and circumstances. So now you'll understand I can do it now. Miami shooting free throws 58-50, 10:48 left in regulation. You guys, those of you who haven't seen me before, my feeds are basically split to where I'm watching the game on 3 different channels because I really don't know which one's going to be the fastest one yet. They gave us max on the Magic boxes, which I'm pretty pleased with. That's much faster than the regular True TV feed or the regular NCAA basketball feed. Tomorrow it'll be interesting. I'm going to try all of the options. I'm going to have all my TVs on tomorrow to see who's doing things, the right way, or where I need to be looking for all these feeds, especially the next 2 days, because obviously it'll be a lot easier once we cut down the games in half starting Saturday, Sunday. All right, Miami O, 60-50 over Smooth. 10:45 to go. Smooth, nothing in the last 250. Clock moving. Yeah, my biggest issue with this is that, like, all the people, it's off his knee. Going to go the other way, yes, sir. Is that if everybody talks about Smooth winning this game and Miami not, then it becomes an indictment on the small schools, and they didn't play anybody and they don't belong in and blah, 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 blah. I got news for you. These people that think the MAC don't have good teams, and Barkley last night was off his rocker saying the MAC sucks. Now, the bottom of the MAC is pitiful. Now, he's right about that. But these teams in the MAC on the road, they ain't easy to beat, these teams. And Akron's not pitiful. I'm glad that it's the first time in forever that the MAC got an at-large team in, and then the last team that did it was Miami O back in '99, and they went all the way to the Sweet 16. So it's not like it's impossible for these teams to play at this level. And I really get frustrated by the fact that they just get dismissed because of the conference they're in. Remember, this team, they wanted to play out of the conference against bigger schools. They wanted Pitt. They wanted Wisconsin. They wanted several other schools. I can't remember exactly. There was a FOI mark that came in that showed all the emails that got sent out from the coach asking to get some games, and nobody would play them. Well, fuck, it ain't his fucking fault they don't want to play them. I mean, you go to our place. There's never going to be even a 2. You used to get a 2-for-1. Ball State played Michigan back in the 90s. You get 1 home game and you get 2 road games. That's fair. I mean, how can you not take that if it's offered? And they won't even offer that anymore because there's just not enough upside for these big schools to lose to any of these so-called perceived mid-majors. I got all kinds of comments about this shit, and you're going to get them in the game-by-game that I go through. After this game goes final, and I do the feed about all the games, you'll have to hear me plenty beat this significant war drum. Does that mean I'm going to be on a lot of mid-majors? No. Does that mean that there should be mid-majors in? Yes, there should be more. The Mountain West Conference was the sixth best conference at the end of the season. They got one team. Now, I'm not saying that, and I'm arguing with Ed about this at the Westgate. He says, how can the West Coast get 3 and the MAC get 2? I said, you got it all wrong. Take off the teams from the top. How can Auburn get in? How can Indiana be rated ahead of New Mexico? How could Oklahoma and Auburn be ahead of San Diego State? That can't happen. There's in no world of those is that right. There's too much rewarding of teams losing over teams winning. It takes some sort of ability to win a game. And Miami, Ohio won all of them. And in that conference on the road, that's a fucking accomplishment, man. It's accomplishment. I don't care if they'd have lost 2 of them, it's an accomplishment. I mean, I personally think that if they had lost 2 and in the MAC final to Akron, they still should have been in. Anything before the MAC final would have been really dicey. But even 1 in any loss in the MAC tournament would have been enough, or should have been enough. And they didn't lose any. And they lost in the MAC first round, and they still had to go to fucking Dayton. Complete joke. All right, I'm off the rocker here. Smooth trying to make this a game. Very unfortunate. I really don't want a game. I'd rather just not sweat this, cut this feed off. My buddy I had Peter Lugers with my buddy the other night at Caesar's Palace. Very nice of him. His flight situation was fucked because of the delays, the weather in Houston, going back to CR, so it was just never worth his time and effort to go. Came back, we had steak, there's leftovers. I haven't touched that yet. I need to get to it. I had the leftover onion and tomato. Those who have had Luger's before are aware of how good that is. Even the leftover wasn't bad. I didn't have the same Luger sauce, but I had some barbecue that I used on it. Worked out well. Got to be honest with you. If you have Luger's tomato and onion and not their sauce, the barbecue tastes very familiar or very similar to it. So highly recommended. And I got leftover steak and some potato ready to plow through once I finish my job tonight. Look forward to the rest of the night. Should be fun. Smooth down inside of 9 minutes by 10 with the ball. Jump hook up, no good. They rebound. Smooth has a bunch of big dudes, and there's a foul. And now they're in the fucking bonus now, too. So now they're in the double bonus. Both teams will shoot 2 the rest of the way, I believe. Yeah. Nigiatolu for Smooth, number 24. I'll tell you in a minute. I don't want to ruin it. We'll get to it before the 8-minute timeout. Stomach's growling. This ain't no good. Well, I got some dots here. Dots. I might have to mute myself for a second here on a couple of these dots. Chat me something, boys and girls. Ask questions. Let's go. Miami O. 3. No good by Suter. Atlason gets the rebound. Drive. And that's a foul on a terrible call. And they may or may not challenge it. He might have whacked his arm. That's on Yigitoglu, and that'll be his 4th. And Smooth, who is already really dire in depth, having only played really 6 guys all night, are going to have to go back to the 5 that they can only play with the guys in foul trouble. Washington has 3 as well. So that'll be interesting how they handle that. Like I said, both teams are in the double bonus here. Kirby at the line for Miami up 8, 8:18 to go. Here but not here until the under 8 timeout. Hang tight with me. All right. 66-57. 8 minutes to go. Smooth with its third turnover of the half. Miami with 0 as we go under 8. So the Redhawks haven't shot it well, but they haven't made mistakes and haven't let Smooth do anything in transition. There's a dump. Big Eye backing down for Miami. Turns, left jump hook, good. One-on-one, great take. 68-57. Don't want him having the ball late to get fouled, but other than that, he can do things. And the Red Hawk crowd in Dayton roars its approval. I have to get some volume for this. Get that shit out of here. Push. 3 ball. Bang it. Scalgic. Miami 71-57. 6-0 run. And this is the largest lead of the night for the Mid-American Conference regular season champion. 7:15 to go. Live price, 10.5, 163. I got nothing. There's nothing, no reason to have nothing now. You've had your chances. I've given it to you for the last 55 minutes since we started this feed here. The Sweatbox is hopefully not going to be any sort of Sweatbox tonight. It's just going to be a cash box. Take the cash. Cash. All right. Nothing on the chat for the time being. Let's go over some scores from earlier. As I said earlier tonight in Dayton, Prairie View 67-55 over Lehigh. Prairie View will be one of the worst teams in the history of this event, most likely. They play on Friday against Florida. Give you an idea there. Let me see what's happening with the line there. I know what it opened, and we're involved already, but not for as much as I want. It's one of those, and I'll explain this when I do my feed after the game. We're going to go game by game over all this stuff, but really disappointing the way things are is that the market just can't let itself settle in and get put you in a chance to have a chance to really stick it up their ass. Florida laying 35.5 now with a open at 33.5 at Bet Online, which was completely ridiculous, and it's still not any good right now. I don't particularly care. It's a lay up to just name the number. Florida beats them by. I think they might be covering 35 at halftime. We'll get to that one later. Let's say everything else, and I'll explain why, of course. Also, Wake Forest 82-72 tonight beats Navy at home. 10 and 148.5 was the line in that game at the end. It opened 11 and got down to 9. So right in the middle for Wake Forest to get the cash. If you bet that game, you probably shouldn't have no business losing. Kent State gets thumped at Illinois State. Not really surprising the way they got beat in the MAC final. Or that was Toledo that got beat in the MAC final. Yeah, Kent State loses either way at Illinois State 79-58. Illinois State 154 a winner. George Washington beats Utah Valley 79-78. In Orem, Utah Valley was a small favorite, 1.5, 153. Another team that you didn't know how you were going to react. They missed a dunk on Saturday night to win the WAC tournament, the last one ever, out here at the Orleans. And I thought they were a better team if they would have showed up and probably won. They were down 20 in the first half, came back, took the lead, and couldn't hang in. Dayton hammering Bradley tonight. Not really a surprise if you thought that Dayton would show up. They're a much better team than Bradley. Had to go to Peoria because their arena's in use. Laying 2.5, 3 at the end, 141. Dayton was the one play that I liked in the NIT tonight. New Mexico 107-83 over Sam Houston State. Another game where you just didn't know what you're going to get. If New Mexico bothers to show up, they're laying 10.5, 11. They should win this game by what they want. They don't belong in the NIT. They belong in the big tournament. They belonged in this game. Miami didn't belong in it. Neither did SMU. Miami belonged in the main field, and SMU belonged out. New Mexico should have been playing this game, at the very least. Nevada Reno leads Murray State 47-41 early second half. Game closed 9 and 159.5, trending slightly over on the live price, and the live total or the live side obviously very close to the game number 8.5. Back in action in Dayton. 7 minutes to go, 71-57. SMU lays it in. So SMU's now playing zone, down by 12 with 7 minutes to go. I mean, that's a suicide mission. Great pass, great cut, foul. Walters the foul, Byers to the line. Perry made a couple of really big shots down the stretch in the regular season to win games. Tonight, he's obviously the third string point guard. He's got no points, 0 for 2 in 10 minutes, but he also has 4 rebounds and 2 assists. And I think that's the story of this Miami team. It's really been kind of like that all year. Is his foot not on the line? Pierre's layup is good. 6:20 to go. 73-61. Miami O. Great cut. Wolfork with the great pass. He lays it in. 75-61 Miami inside of 6 minutes. Pierre took it to the rack. He scores again and one. This foul's on Suter. $75-63, point pending. 4 on Suter. I'd put him out. I would take him out just for not even 2 minutes. Just put him out for a possession and put him back in at the under 4. He's played 31 minutes and nobody on the team's played that much except for Byers. The rest of them have played in the 20s. God, Kirby had a good look and rushed it. Turnover. 5:22 left. 75-64 Redhawks. So Miami shot 36 threes, which everybody's going to think that's what their game is. That's not their game. Smoo has a 7-2 guy. You just take what's given to you. You drive, you kick. You're not going to have layups at the goal that are uncontested. It just is what it is. Travis Steele's a really good coach. They're doing what the other team has given to them. Hour number 2 of the Sweatbox, and there won't be more than 2 tonight unless this game goes to multiple overtimes. Quick reminder here, I am Rex Byers, your host, REX_BEYERS on Twitter. Thanks for checking me out. I do appreciate you. Looking forward, after the game's over with, to do a Spaces on Twitter. I hope that this will get to people and people will see it, and I can save it and get to it tomorrow. If not, then that sucks. But I'm going to put in the time tonight, and if I can save it, great. If not, I'll just do another one in the morning. I want everybody to know what I like, and hopefully it's get you on the right path. It's kind of like if you've heard of Cliff Notes, that's kind of what this is. It'll give you an idea to if you do your own work, it'll give you another set of eyes to look at what you think you might see, or maybe wake you up to something that you didn't, or have you agree or disagree with whatever I think. And if you've done the work, great. Now you have another set. But if you haven't done the work, well, now you got something to work off of. And you can say, hey, this is what my guy Rex likes. What do you think? Or just take it to the bank and try to make it work. I like to think that I'm pretty good at this. Smooth trying to get back in this thing. I'm not going to do it easily, but Miami's with a foul at the 4:43 mark. The officials have called the timeouts here to extend this game. And that's probably certainly going to help smooth the more than anything else. Is that and the game's going to go flying over now. Like it's at 153 with 4:13. Like in no world, I was at 143. Okay, I was saying no world can the game stay under based on the way that the score is now. Like if Smoo gets any closer at all, it'll go flying over. Just it can't not, because Smoo will continue to foul until the bitter end. Once you get the lead inside of double digits, inside the last media timeout, you're not going to hang it up until you just unless it's still 9 or 8 with less than 40 seconds. So Miami's wisely making some moves to put better free throw shooters in case Smoo decides they want to start fouling now. Let's give myself some volume here. Sweat this thing out. 75-66, 4:42 left. You could toggle back in there for Smoo as they've cut the lead from 14 to 9. Walk, no call. They didn't bail him out with the foul either. Should have shot it right-handed. That's way too easy. Lays it in. 75-68, 4:15 left. That's Pierre, who's having a monster game at this point. Got 18. Big half. 7-0 run. There's a 3. Elmer, big shot. He hadn't done much this half. 6 for 8, 5 for 7 for the game. He's got 4 fouls. That doesn't help. Him and Suter both. Big 3 there. Put it back to 10. Pierre for 3. Nope. Rebound Hawks. 3:40 left. Let's see what Miami tries to do here at the 3:30 mark, up by 10. Dayton Arena crowd back into the game here. Very partisan Miami crowd here, playing so close to home. Stripped, out of bounds, 5 to shoot, media timeout, 3:16 to go in regulation. Miami 0-78, Smoo 68. Live price coming. Miami 8.5. There is a 9.5 out there. Total 165.5, under a ton. Yeah, that's tough. What is that? 146, so 19 points. I mean, yeah, the Smoo has to make some shots and keep fouling. Infield's a fouler. He's fouled all the way back to his days at Florida Gulf Coast. Yeah, I like over live. I'm not going to bet it, but I would only have over at this point. Let's see. A couple NBA games that we talked about earlier now final again. Memphis has beaten Denver 125 to 118. That's on the field. Memphis is a tanker as well, so that's going to ruin all the money line parlays that had Denver in there. Nuggets going the wrong way in a hurry. Atlanta 135 to 120 in Dallas. They win and cover. Everything goes over every number. Houston Lakers, Rockets have taken the lead by 3 now, 6 minutes to go. This is a rematch from the other night. Lakers came back to miraculously win in Houston 2 nights ago. They're playing in the same spot as the Lakers will travel after this. I believe they go out east. Miami 9.5, pretty much painted. 165.5, 166, the live total. The 3 games going on in the NIT now. Nevada 56-49 over Murray State. 2 11 o'clock Eastern games have just started. I believe they're on the ESPN family of networks. One of them may be on the U, and the other one probably on Plus. St. Joe's is at Fort Collins and leads Colorado State 9-4. They were catching 6. I don't understand that at all. I thought St. Joe's, if they're motivated, they will win this game, do it comfortably. But again, just a motivation game. 5.5, 6, and 44 on the total. Illinois Chicago UIC over Cal 10-6. At the under 16 timeout underway in Berkeley. Cal bet up from 5.5 to 6.5, 151 the total. at Post. We have 16 games in the NCAA tournament tomorrow and 16 on Friday, and I will be glad to go over them with you all. I will tweet about them all as I start my spaces sometime in the next, it's 11:13. If this game goes final a decent hour, start it before midnight Eastern, and we'll go from there. Should be fun. Please hang out with me and check it out. Feel free to ask me any questions. It should be a really good time. Back in 30 seconds. Oops, forgot to mute myself. I have a question. I have to ask a buddy right quick. Give me a second here. I'm still here. Obviously, 81-70, 2:20 to go. Miami up 11. Eighty-one 72. Miami just chucks another three with 2 minutes to go. Not really recommended, but I understand. You get here, you got to can't come here and do with what brought you. Smooth right lays it right back in to cut it to 7. So is that a 7-0 run? 6-0 run in the last. Yeah, 6-0 run in the last minute. 44-18 in the paint. That's the reason why this line was the way it was. But Miami was never going to outscore them down there. They just had to make sure they didn't get bludgeoned to death on the glass. And they have it. And the lack of turnovers has been big, too. Big foul. 131 left. And Yigis Toglu has committed his 5th. And that'll do it for him. 1 second here, boys and girls. This Miami O can't stand prosperity. Missing free throws, giving up second chance points. 83-76 now. Here comes a smooth trap and a Miami timeout. 1:10 left. Red Hawks down to 1 timeout left now. Both teams in the double bonus. Miami up 83-76 against SMU in Dayton. A pseudo home game, a de facto home game for the Mid-American Conference regular season champions who were undefeated throughout the regular season. They are on a 1-game losing streak with a 31-1 record. More Bounce Through the Ounce is a great song. I got to turn that off. They're going to play that through the whole tournament. It's going to be a real problem for me. Acura 80X, good car as well. High marks for that. Good work by them. I'm trying to figure out, by the way, you guys are probably wondering, like, what's this guy doing? I'm trying to figure out what's going on with the spaces and whether I can... Oh, a dunk. Elmore from Atlason. Smooth. Trying inside. Turn. Spin. Shoot. No. Miami O rebound. Kick. Stays Miami O. 85-76, 43.6 left. Be in. Better wrap that fucking gavel up, B. Wrap it up. Wrap it up. Wrap this shit up, son. Yeah, I'm in the middle of trying to figure out whether I can do spaces or not. I don't know if I can or not, to be honest. It looks like you have to be on your phone. If you can do it from your desktop, I want to do it on my desktop. I want to do it with the same feed I have now. The background, the mic. I can't do it on my phone. It's not the same thing. It won't sound right. It'll look like shit. I'm a hard pass on that. I'll have to do it another stream on Streamlabs and YouTube, which I'm not against the idea, but I wanted to do spaces or anything live because it would allow you to interact with me. The chats aren't cutting it. I got 8,000 people on Twitter that follow me that a lot of them are going to be interested in hearing what I have to say about these things, more so than going over to Streamlabs or going over to YouTube. On Twitter, they would be able to immediately interact live if they can get to it, and that would make it more fun for everybody. So that's why I'm kind of trying to not be bummed out by it, but I don't know if there's a way to do it. I'm gonna have to think about how I want to handle this. Okay. Going live. Is that the way? Not spaces. It's going live. But I don't know if you can do it from your desktop. I think it might only be the phone. Okay, one of my buddies is telling me I can host a space. More menu on the left. Create your own space. Oh, this is great. All right. Thank you to my good friend Jamie for the help there. Yeah, my dad, he was watching this. I told him what I thought was going to happen. Miami was going to win for whatever they wanted to, and he basically was. He said that was a bad shot with the quick three there a little bit ago, and it was a bad shot. They were 2 minutes to go in the game, and they were up 8 or 9. They missed it. 86-76, 39-8 to go in Dayton. Smoo. This is Pierre, I believe. He hits a three. 32-7 left, and Andy Enfield has called his last timeout. 86-79. Redskins by 7 over Smoo with the ball under their own basket. They will be able to move. That three was by Miller for Smoo. Miller has 15, 3 for 5 from 3. The rest of Smooth's team ain't done much from out there. 5 for 19 total. Miami 16 of 41. They have shattered the record for most 3 points attempted in any of these first 4 games. They've only made 16. I think that bodes terrible for Tennessee on Friday. I really do. Like the fact that Miami hasn't particularly. And I told my dad they haven't played well. They're going to win the game and they're going to get on. And people are going to say they belong in this that. Well, fuck. Stevie Wonder could have told you they fucking belong. Watched them play. You don't get to go play games at all these places in the MAC and win them all, and okay, leave them out because they don't play anybody in the non-conference. Like I'm not going to sit here and fight this fight all the time. There's winners win. Teams that know how to win find ways to win, and that's what they did the whole year. And the fact that they lost a game in Cleveland, in the first one, to be fair, probably helped them. Gave them extra rest time. There was no reason to play more than Thursday, Friday, Saturday. It was just be over on Thursday. And then of course they had to come here. Thank God they didn't get beat on Saturday night and have to play here. Lose on Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, take 4 days off, come to Dayton. It's a bus ride, win here, and then go down to Tampa and see what happens. I think that's where they go, right? No, Philly. They go to Philly. They could damn near take a bus there tonight if they wanted to. The trap, pass back, caught, fired over, and there's a foul. 29 flat to go. Suter will go to the line. Here's a miss. Miami rebound and a foul. Sitting 8. 20.6 to go. One second here. I'm talking to my dad. This is important. I'm going to let this go, and when I'm done with it, I'm going to wrap this feed up, and we'll talk from there. All right. So basically, it came down to this. My dad says 16 to 41 is almost 40%. That's not chopped liver. Turnovers are low. I said yes. Turnovers only 4-6, but also only committed four. Sorry, only committed four, but only 4-6. Many of the threes were open because of what Smoo gave them. 13 to 23 from two, and only 15 to 22 at the line. That's not going to be good enough to beat Tennessee. They're going to have to find a way to do a few things better than that. And don't think for 1 second they can't beat Tennessee. I think that they certainly can. Their offense will allow them to be competitive in that game. I'm going to work on that number with a couple of friends. We're going to go right to a live stream on Twitter in the next few minutes. Let me get through everything I have to here, and I'm going to listen to what this guy has to say. I'm sure that they're happy that now that they played this game, they're probably happy about it, and their pressure's definitely off now. God damn it. I mean, what the fuck? Are you fucking shitting me with this? Hang on.
How much faith do you have in this team, and how much fun is it to play with them? Do that.
Yeah. We weren't making them early. The water will always find its level. We got so many guys that can shoot the ball.
Holy shit, that tilted me so much. Like, why the fuck did the remote not work from there? All right, anyways. Other team has zero business being in this event. They perpetuated a fraud to the committee saying Edwards would play. He hadn't played since February 25th. It's really sad they took them at their word. Has to be a way to fix that.
You were outstanding there tonight. What was clicking offensively?
My teammates were finding me. I was giving you shots, man. I was in the gym this week, and I was just confident in my shot.
What is it like playing on a team with a group of guys like you have standing behind you? It seems like you're all clicking so well, and that you're having so much fun out there.
Yeah, this is a great group of human beings. We have a lot of fun together, on and off the court. And, when we're hitting, when we're playing, you can just see it. You can see the joy between everybody.
People think about, what are you trying to get him to do right now?
No, I'm just telling you, good. He's overthinking it right now. He's overthinking it.
Oh, just relax. Just relax. Let's just have fun with this. This was one of the best college basketball environments that a lot of us have ever been in. What's it like playing in an atmosphere like this?
Hey, it's a big shout out to our fans, man. I feel like we brought the let home to Dayton. We're going to continue to do that.
All right, I know you're a huge fan of John Cena. I know Cena actually sent you a message this week. You want to take us off with your little hand movement?
Hey, man.
There we go. Miami O, 32-1. We'll move on to the round of 64, where they will play against Tennessee in Philadelphia in an 11-6 game, 4:25 Eastern on TBS on Friday. I'm going to go over all this shit with you, all of it. Let me take a brief break. I'm going to go over a couple of numbers and swap some stuff with a couple of guys, double check a couple of things that I may have missed earlier, and it's 11:32. At 11:55 exactly, 23 minutes from right now, I am going to figure out a way to get this thing fired up on Twitter. REX_buyers, BEYERS. I hope I can figure out how to do it under the actual live feed. Host or speak. In or listen to Twitter Spaces. Listen to host or speak. So it'll be a Spaces. Okay. So that's it.
They aren't. That's kind of hot around here. You're a bad boy.
Okay, I'm going over logistics with a buddy of mine. It's the first time I've done this, so forgive my ignorance. I'm trying the best that I can. I've done the Sweatbox before. Those of you who were with me for the whole duration, you saw how easy it was to bang their fucking dicks in tonight. Never a sweat. I put it on Twitter earlier. Miami, Ohio on the field. Miami, Ohio plus the points. Halftime, Miami, Ohio plus them again. Miami, Ohio money line in the second half. And I leaned under at halftime, but I did have a buddy who had over, and I told him, you're not drawing dead. So once Smooth cut it to 7, I liked the over live, which I also said that at the under 4 or maybe the 5-minute or so mark when Smooth had cut it to 7. I said, they'll end this thing with a lot of fouls. Infield's a fouler. They're not going to let this thing go to the barn. So it worked out well. Everybody who was involved, congratulations. Thanks for checking me out on the Sweatbox. I am Rex Byers, your host. 90 minutes we did on this one. Just like I said, I wanted to start at halftime and get going. I need to look at 2 or 3 games, both the games that were played tonight, to go over numbers and totals for Friday in the Florida and Prairie View game at 9:25 on TNT and Tampa, and then also the 4:25 game between Tennessee and Miami of Ohio, the 11-6 game, which has been set now as well. Going to work on those things as we speak. And we'll be back with you 11:55, 20 minutes from right now. I'm going to try this thing on YouTube, on Twitter Spaces. Wish me luck with that. I'll be able to make sure that it gets sent out also on the Twitter account afterwards and retweet it tomorrow morning. So anybody that wants to not stay up tonight but wants to check it out in the AM, it should be there for you to get to. And it's a Cliff's Notes of every first-round game. 32 games in the first round tomorrow and Friday. I'll give you my thoughts. I also have several futures plays that I'm going to send out as well. Hopefully there's something you can do with them, and let's see how it goes. Thanks for checking me out. I appreciate your time and effort. So long here on the Sweatbox. I am Rex Byers.